Hi, beautiful badass people. How you doing? Today I want to talk about why and how we can talk to our kiddos about gay and trans people. And so first I want to share a little story about my own little family. And so my partner is a woman and we have two young kiddos. And on numerous occasions, so despite our son's school being pretty affirming and supportive. There has been a number of incidences where me and my partner are at a school function, and a kid will say, well, "Who are you?" I'm mom, and this is mom too, and the kid will say something like, "Well, that you can't have two moms. That's impossible." And a couple of the kids are in 6th grade, and my thinking is, my goodness, it is 2018. You are 12 years old. How do you not know that it's possible for families to look different than mom, dad, 2.5 kids? Not just for gay families, but in teachers too. I love my teachers, and I never want to dog my teachers, but when teachers ask questions like, "Where's mom and dad today?" or mom's name, dad's name, that really puts kids in the position of having to explain their family to grown-ups, and that's not really fair, right? So, and in one case, we actually gently talked to a parent and said, like your kiddo had said it's not possible for him to have two moms. This kid is 8. And he said, well, he's too young to understand something like that. And we have a 4-year-old, and he understands that it's possible for families to have two moms and two dads. So I think other reasons why it is important, other than just having kids not having to explain their families, is that inevitably there is a kiddo in an elementary school that is gay identified. Inevitably, there is a kiddo in an elementary school that is transgendered identified. And I will tell you that the clients that come to me with trauma, these traumas around being bullied, around being gay, around gender stuff, happen and start in elementary school. They are not a middle school issue. They are not a high school issue. They are an elementary school issue, and we need to start talking to kiddos at younger ages about gender diversity and about gay diversity and about all different kinds of diversity in general, racism, homophobia, and all these other isms, so that we can change that. So the first kind of tip I want to share is to first examine your own biases around this. Whether or not you have some awkwardness or some struggle or your own homophobia or transphobia, to really examine that and question that. And, we exist in the world, so we have the right to feel safe at school. My son has the right to feel safe at school. And so just, having conversations around and getting yourself into a position of examining your own biases around this issue. Things that I say to my kids is, boys can marry boys and girls can marry girls, and you can choose who you want to marry, and you will know in your heart who is right for you. The other thing that we talk about in terms of transgendered people is we have transgendered friends, and so we say stuff like, sometimes our bodies don't necessarily match how we feel in our hearts and how we feel in our minds. So sometimes boys are born with girl parts, quote unquote girl parts, or female parts, and they're just boys. They are boys in their hearts and minds. And you know what my kids do? Okay. And move on. And so to continue to have conversations, first examining your own biases around them, and then to have these conversations with kids, because otherwise they're going to draw their own conclusions and possibly become part of a bullying situation. And gay and trans youth are still at a much higher rate for suicide and self-harm and mental health issues. And a lot of that is due to stigma. And so we want to just have conversations about treating people with respect and kindness and embracing people different from ourselves. And so finding trusted sources, and I'll put a link on the comments below for a Huffington Post article that has some great resources for how to talk to your kiddos about gay and trans people. So let's be part of the solution, people. All right, have a great week. Bye.